Getting
people's attention.
getting into today's session, let's go ahead and start off with a bit of a recap. A milestone recap, if you will.
Ooh, it's a long one.
The party had arrived in Keimhurst, ready to lend the capital their aid in the civil war that had arisen after the freeing of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Their first task was to travel to the Order Ogma's base of operation, located on Bleakspire Island just off the coast of the southern Valen Kingdom. Devising a plan to split their forces, the plan quickly fell apart when it was revealed that Shadow from Cass's past, Agranath, the betrayer of dragons, was present. The plan quickly shifted, and Bridget and some other dragons were called out to the island to evacuate and destroy it to the best of their ability. Vexania, the elder red dragon, had also come along. He stayed behind to give the party a chance to escape, along with Bridget, Marks, and Aaron. And after escaping, the party was pursued by a black dragon, to which they were able to defeat. Quickly after, there was little time for rest. Agranath revealed that he had all he needed to reach Dragonfire Island again, as he kept Vexania alive, but had merely dominated his will. Realizing this meant that the island was in danger, the party quickly went back and coordinated its forces' defense, deciding they would take care of the horsemen that showed up, while Bridget and Tomet attempted to take Agranath from the fray to deal with him later in the Iron Flask. After dealing with the horsemen war and pestilence, the party moved on to deal with Agranath, who had fought off the attempts to imprison him in the Iron Flask. The party assumed vessel forms of ancient dragons, gifted to them by Tiamat, otherwise known as Delilah. The party defeat Agranath, sending him to the ground and killing him, and the party rejoices. The war continued, their next order of business being to wrest the grasp of a handful of cities from the Order Ogma, who captured from the a few cities from the hands of the Order Ogma to starve out the capital of the Holy Empire. So they went to Lelashai and devised a plot to go and speak with Lord Freewater, Nolson's father, and, of course, the late Thalmir. They were caught up in a plot. My tongue... I coughed. Anyway, the party was swept up in a plot made by the Order Ogma, who captured the real Lord Freewater and replaced him with a doppelganger, and positioned thousands of pounds of explosive powder in warehouses across the city with the express intent to blow it up, to give the Illyrian dynasty a false cause to enter the war on the Holy Empire's behalf. The party thwarted by freeing the real Lord Freewater and forcing the paladins out through negotiations. Nolson is made a vicar of the Church of Ilmater, and more revelations are made about the people they thought they could trust. It was revealed that the Synagogue, followers of the forgotten god Vecna, had a vested interest in the magic of true binding, which was a magic that the followers of Ilmater sought to keep safe. Ericus, who was up until now a helpful force with Nolson, revealed to be a follower of such an order. Meanwhile, Utgard remembered more about his past, before becoming a Hellbred. He remembers that he was Utgard, a god of Golnamir. He facilitated Jormungandr's arrival in Eldevelm, an uninhabitable world, and was slain by Talos shortly after. Realizing there was more to know about the World Tree, which Sweet Daisy saw in the land between consciousness and dreams, Utgard was sent into that realm. But instead of returning to the tree, however, Utgard was sent to Terra Prime, Earth, the orbital facility that sits in space around the now dead planet. There, he meets with Delilah and the DM and learns more about his past. And after returning, It happens. Tarathiel meets with Utgard after learning Sweet Daisy knew Vecna personally, and offers him a deal. If Utgard gives up Octha, he will let Utgard kill Vecna. Utgard refuses Tarathiel's deal, but the party's airship is attacked shortly after, Octha seemingly being slain after. With the person who had been resting inside Octha's soul free and all pieces in place, Tarathiel makes his move. He frees Jormungandr, lures Vecna out, and binds his godly powers to the hand and eye of Vecna. Now more powerful than any being in existence, he challenges the party. If they truly still believe that they can do better than he, that his ideals are flawed, they can come and try and stop him. He will await them in the place he had shown Utgard. Scattered, and Octha without access to their memories, the party accepts a call from Daktin, who offers sanctuary against the deterring forces of the world as Tarathiel armies wage war against religious centers around the world.
Woo, let's go us!
Yippee!
I have so much shit to take off.
We're gonna do so
You really
good.
did so scared of the
There's
sword.
definitely not a prophecy waiting for Tomotaru where Dakton's gonna be freaking pissed at him.
Definitely not.
Could maybe not
So-
be me, maybe.
Could maybe not be you, maybe.
I mean, also, wasn't it Dakton's body?
Was
So it'd be
it?
Dragobor.
No,
No,
it
in the-
was
It,
a Ellis Thorn.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So that's why, like, I was so confused. But I was like, wait, but how? But now we know how. I personally have a theory that he's yelling at Dragobor. That's my new theory.
anyway,
That could.
you all exit the teleportation that the Venara had cast, ripping you away from the safety of the cave on the continent of Toya, all the way across the world to somewhere in the continent of Lemuria. It takes you a few moments to gather your wits. You look around and you're standing on a balcony. A very, very tall balcony. It's maybe getting close to an evening. As you look around, and you're surrounded by a sprawling metropolis city, comprised of hundreds of thousands of buildings, all dozens of stories tall. Winding streets carve paths between the buildings, paved with smooth quarried stone, lined with street lamps that glow a steady, magical light tinged in orangish yellow. The city itself is surrounded by what looks like the interior of a mountain that had been carved unnaturally, it curving around and over the city like protective arms. There are a few gaps that just show the barest hint of natural light.
Based on the foliage and stuff that's in here, do I know where we are?
Would you like to make a knowledge nature check for me, please?
Knowledge nature.
There's not much
Yeah.
plant life in the city, so it's all temperature and like how thin the air is.
That is a 22.
Could I
22?
also make a
You are
knowledge nature as
definitely
well?
more north.
Okay,
You definitely, the way that the air enters your lung and the way it feels to be outside, you're definitely somewhere more north.
So either North Kingdom of Lenweld, North the Empire, might be in Zerakia or Rosh. Probably Zerakia or Rosh.
I did also have a question.
Yes.
What time of day is it?
It's like late evening.
Okay.
What session is
The-
this, by the way?
61.
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
forgot to update that as well.
The Venara caster who had casted the teleportation circle turns over to face you all and says, "The chieftain is expecting you, but please, stay still for just a brief moment while I introduce you."
Okay.
And he turns and
Ooh.
walks into the interior. You can tell definitely from the floor that he walked in. This is definitely a balcony that is attached to the top floor of this building, and it is the tallest building out of all of them. This is by your best estimation, by maybe like peering over the side and counting the buildings, this is maybe a 20-story building, 20 stories, and the rest maybe get to about 15 stories, but a vast majority of them are between 5 to 10 feet, or 10 stories. There are virtually no buildings that are less than 5 stories tall.
So would it be like safe to assume it's like shop and then apartments above? Or...
Yeah.
Okay. It's
For
very New York.
funsies, can I smell the air? Does the air smell just like a whole wave of lycanthropy?
Go for it. Make a spot check using your scent.
It's 11 plus my spot, which is a 22, so 33.
33. The air definitely has that tinge of lycanthropy on it. It's not like the regular smell of a city. Well, the city smells are there, but it is now mixed and intermingled with the smell of lycanthropy. Very, very strong. As you are waiting. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I think I'm gonna get a little tense. Just because I know I'm basically, this is a whole city of people hunting me, or should like supposedly hunting me, which I do believe to be true, and I'm very aware that the only reason they're not is because of Dactin. So
As you're waiting, you can see there's a bird that kind of flies up, and then lands on the railing of the balcony, and then he transforms, and you can see crouched on top of the railing is Ajax. He makes eye contact with you, Tomo, and he says, "Well, glad to see you're here so soon. You made me win a bet." He stands up and just steps off onto the balcony.
you're welcome, I guess.
Yes. Well, I'll see you inside then. And he moves past you and enters the door where the Venara had walked through. A few moments later, the Venara re-enters out onto the balcony and says, "The chief will see you now." He holds the door open and motions for you all to enter and makes a deep, polite bow.
I'm gonna touch the Venara on the shoulder. Should we be in, like, any sort of formal attire? You said you were going to introduce us.
Indeed, that is what I had just done. He's ready for you now.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought maybe it was going to be like a council or something that we should be...
Oh, yes. The High Council will be, present.
Oh, okay, we should be better dressed?
I
You
feel
are
like
quite all right. The state of the world is indicative to your urgency, so I'm sure they will understand.
Gotcha. Alright, thank you. What was your name again?
My name?
dog.
I have a name.
It is
I
Dog.
have a name.
spelled
Finally.
God backwards.
I do have a name.
It's my chance.
My name is
My name is
Hassan.
Astan.
Hassan, not Hassan, like
No, not-
someone else.
No,
not the streamer.
Different campaign. Astan.
Hassan. Hassan.
Hassan.
That's a lovely name. Well, thank you very much for your kind transportation, magical services.
Of course, anytime. And he makes a bow and watches and kind of like keeps his eye. He doesn't exactly like bow the entire time, but you can tell he keeps his chin down and looks downward as to not meet any of your eyes as he passes. Some sign of respect, you can tell.
What's this dude's vibe? Like, is he introducing us to go walk into a trap right now? Or is he genuinely like...
Would you like to make a sense
my-
motor check for me, please?
Yes, please, I would like to.
Can we get some bad luck Nikos in the chat?
Oh,
Is that a nat one?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you
So
think it's a trap?
fast.
Fully. It's such a trap.
So fast, Mare.
You can't tell.
So
you're
fast.
That was quick, yeah.
you're in a different place. You're with a different culture. So who knows, honestly?
Utgard's gonna wait for Tomo and everyone else to go in before he enters, just as a precautionary thing.
Okay.
I think before Octa enters, I'm actually gonna like look at Utgard and be like, Uncle, do we meet a lot of nobility? Is that like a common
It's been more and more common, which is surprising.
Okay.
You met the king, actually.
Which king? There's so many of them.
The king of
Valen.
Valen?
Oh, okay. I guess it
I
makes
think-
sense. You know, looking at the
I-
sweater.
yes,
it's
yes.
pretty
He's the
totally
king of
old
Valen.
age.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys just kind of left me out to dry there.
Okay.
It was fun to think Utgard also was like,
No, yeah, that was in character. And then, like Noel says, just like, Valen. It's like, yes, I was right.
I'm a duke of that place apparently now.
Interesting.
Kinda.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're traveling with kind of royalty.
Oh. Weird world. Okay.
Yeah.
Guess we'll go in. I'll shuffle in.
By the way, Octa, just so you know, and I'm going to whisper this under my breath, so if there's any listening ears, they could be. I'm not saying this loud.
Mhm.
We are also in the religious capital for the cult of Malar.
Was that the lycanthropes that tried to take Tomotaru?
Yes, they have like the
Okay.
tattoos. They work a lot with the church I'm a part of. By the way, that whole half goddess thing we discussed earlier,
Mhm.
before we teleported, don't tell anyone.
I'm not one to share other people's business.
Okay, it's just like me and Nolson mentioned it so casually in front of you because we forgot that you didn't know. So
Yeah.
everyone in the group knows, but people here might try and come and kill me or worship me or
Okay.
I don't know. It's really up in the air, so it's like a
Right.
case to case basis.
Yeah. No. I'll just to be safe. I won't even mention it.
That's for the best. Thank you.
You gave Octa anxiety.
The first of
Did you
many.
roll a dice for that?
Yes.
The anxiety die.
But
It's a higher level.
you enter into the building, and this top floor is just a hallway that reaches down to some stairs that lead down and off to your left-hand side, large double doors. And standing on either side, you can see are some guards of some sort. They're tall, very burly. They are wearing almost like a hide armor, and across their shoulder and down their back and off the back of their head, they wear a giant cape that is made out of the pelt of a lion. They have a sword at their hip and are holding spears. And upon you stepping close, they both exchange hands on the spear, grab the double doors, and open it,
Just
and
a quick,
expect you to enter.
just a quick question, Kyle. I know we just kind of walked not very far, but out of the couple people that we've either passed or have very briefly talked to, have any of them paid any notice to Tregobor? Because that is the body of the Dacton that they previously knew.
That's interesting, because when you think about that, you turn around to like look at Tregobor, and he has since casted disguise self on himself. You have no idea when he did that. He didn't tell anybody, but he just did it.
Okay.
Well, he not dumb. Good on him.
I'm gonna give him a slight nod, and then I'm gonna go in first.
When you look back and you give him a slight nod, Tregobor kind of like meets eyes with you and just goes,
Yeah, that's my Tregobor.
Our boy.
Our boy.
"Yes, hello."
Hi.
And I will say, like, every time Tomo interacts with him, it's so mentally whiplashing because it's Dacton's body, it's Dacton's voice, but it's not Dacton.
Well, it's not right now.
Well,
It's also
not now.
technically not Dacton's voice.
It's
Yeah.
not? Oh, I thought it was.
It's a very different voice.
He speaks in a different accent.
Oh. Well, that's good.
Kind
But
of
yeah,
speaks a little
kinda-
snooty.
it's just anything with Tregobor is kind of like a little bit mind fucky for Tomo.
Yeah.
So this is actually preferred. It's like we could have done this the whole time. Okay. Anyways.
I have a question.
I feel like disguise self's probably not fun for them.
I'm whispering this probably to Utgard, maybe Daisy. Is them wearing lion pelts kind of like if Nosen was to wear like human skin as like a cloak?
I mean, they're not the lion.
I
They're
like look over at
lions.
that statement. I'm like,
I'm whispering.
What?
I'm whispering.
What
Can
race
I-
are they?
Can I make a scent check?
They are both large burly spell scales.
Okay.
Oh,
burly spell scales. Aren't spell scales like not burly? Oh my
Can I-
god.
pretty small.
They're
Can I try
jacked.
and smell the difference? Like,
Lycanthropy does
we've
that.
been around a
Oh,
lot
does
of
it?
normal animals, and
you
lycanthropy
like-
has a very specific scent.
Would you like to make either a knowledge nature check or a search check using your scent? Either or. If you want to, you can as well, Tomo.
That's much better.
I have a morbid theory that those pelts are failed lycanthropes.
That's the morbid. It's not what I was thinking, but yeah, that could be. It definitely just could be.
29.
29. What did you get, Sweet Daisy?
I have a +4, and then I don't have nature, so it's a +4. 6 plus 4, 10.
And
That is
Okay.
much better than that
yeah,
one.
you can't
That's better than that one.
you can't tell. Something's definitely off. Tomo. The scent that you get off of them is that they are lion lycanthropes. But the closer you look, the more you realize the pelts. It's not clothing. They're currently in their hybrid form. And this is simply what it looks like.
What?
The farm gives them capes.
Interesting.
What?
Wild.
Wait, so
So
it's
they're-
like
They're
a lion
It's
is growing
shaped-
out of them?
It's shaped like there is a pelt of a lion, like curling over them and encompassing their forms.
That could have been me.
Maybe you want that now.
Shit,
You
okay.
can still get it.
But-
There's no mechanical difference.
The tall
stat-wise.
doors are open for you. You enter.
No, we run away.
We teleport out.
We start
We're
sprinting.
gone.
I jump out that window right next to the teleportation.
I cast greater dispel magic on them. Fuck them.
Ukar just grabs
20
Oxa,
stories.
holds him like a football, and just runs away.
I transform into an angel and fly away.
I get my gills out.
Yeah.
You,
No, I don't.
but
Yeah. I'll go first. I'm
Yeah,
probably
that seems about right.
very tense, like visibly, like
you
I think I'll be next to you, like in support, because you were the one to tell me about this before anyone else.
You all enter inside the hall, and it is a tall building. High vaulted ceiling, support pillars, beautiful curling architecture, tall windows at the back, far end of the wall, letting in natural light. You can see there are 8 chairs facing each other, leading up to the back of the room, where there is a high-backed throne that you can see sitting in the throne is Dacton, wearing the skin of Trigabor, lounging, a sheathed longsword resting on the armrest next to him.
Does he look like a fucking nerd?
No, he looks like a badass.
He looks rather intimidating, actually.
No offense to Trigabor, I just
so.
assume he kind of looks like a
What does
nerd.
his hellbredness look like, Kyle? What's
He is
uncanny about
taller.
him?
He is taller than his regular Dacton body, maybe a whole head taller. Very thin and lithe. Definitely has a bit of musculature on him. You don't know if that's from Trigabor himself or just him training this body since he's had it. He has very short-cut black hair and very deep, piercing ruby eyes. And the clothing that he is wearing looks almost ceremonial. Lots of robes, lots of very finely detailed and trimmed cloth around him. And sitting in the chairs leading up to the throne that Dacton is sitting in, there are 8 people, 4 on each side, all of them sitting in various different poses, staring but not saying anything, watching as you enter in.
Is this the other D&D party of the campaign?
Yeah. We'll meet
Ukar's
them.
gonna
We'll play
position
them later.
himself next to Trigabor, just in case.
You can see amongst them is Ajax. He is sitting at the furthest chair to the left. And he is sitting, a very subtle, smug grin as he's watching you enter Tomotaru.
Can I do a sense motive to get a feel of the energy in the room? Is it hostile? Is it like
Make a sense motive check.
just heavy? Please. 10 plus 20. No, that's spot, not sense motive. Sense motive plus 19. 29.
29. It's definitely very oppressive. There is a tense feeling all across the room. As you look in the eyes of Dacton, and though he has a different face, and though by all measures he is someone completely different, you can read the words on his mind through his eyes. And he simply says to you, "Play along." Mind you, that is not something that he says with his words, merely that Tomo, that is what you read on his eyes. You have known him for so long, you can simply communicate without saying anything. And he looks down at you all and says, I am very glad that you have decided to accept my calls, my summons. The world outside has taken a rather dangerous turn, and I would not want folks such as yourself caught without proper support. And he shifts his weight a bit, so he's leaning forward, kind of folds his arms, folds his fingers, and says, "But there is some unresolved business that you have left me with, Tomo." He slowly comes to his feet, grabs the sword at his side, and takes a step. "Do you know what you have done?"
I'm gonna square my shoulders, and though he's probably taller than me now, like, it's more so that I'm meeting him head on. You'll have to remind me. Kind of done a lot recently.
You can see he grits his teeth a bit and slowly draws the sword from its scabbard and levels it at you. "All right. I'll give you a reminder. You killed me. You killed me!" He swings the sword and says, "I apologize. The council may now be dismissed. There are some businesses I need to tie up." And you can see in this chair sitting across from Ajax is a large Krinth man, purple-skinned, broad-shouldered, and he says, "My liege, if this is business you wish to air, we can all be present." And he just shoots him a very angry look and says, "I say the council is dismissed, so the council is dismissed." And he merely nods, says, "Very well." All of them stand up and begin walking towards the doors. Ajax catches your eyes, Tomo. An appraisive... You can see he gives you an appraising look. Once to you, once to Dacton, and then back to you. Says nothing and keeps walking.
Can I do a sense motive on Ajax?
Go for it.
I did want to ask what time of day it was when we teleported. Like,
Isn't it evening? Like late evening?
well, that was before we teleported.
No, that was
Just
yes.
Late
after.
evening now.
That was
You,
after.
you already
Okay.
you already asked, yeah.
My bad.
It's a full moon tonight too, boys.
Yeah, that's why
That's
I'm
24.
asking.
24.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell he's putting together some pieces. The way he's looking, you can tell he doesn't have the whole of it, but he's leaving it alone for now.
Nolson is going to unsheath his sword just to be at the ready for if there's any conflict, because he doesn't know what's happening. He doesn't know what's going on.
So by all means, unless if one of you wants to sense motive, only Tomo knows the plan.
Yeah.
I am disappearing into the middle of the
Well, is
group.
Tomo doing anything? Is Tomo acting?
Tomo is just standing squared up with him, but has not moved.
Utgarda has put his hand on Traegerbor's shoulder and just like ready to act.
Yeah, basically, I'm unsheathed, ready to fight if necessary.
The council members leave the room, and the double doors close behind them, and the silence remains for a few moments as you hear the council's footsteps retreat. Quieter and quieter. And once all of them are gone, Dacton's shoulders just kind of relax. He sheathes his sword and says, "You may now speak freely and openly."
Oh?
He puts his sword aside and gets back in the chair, says, I am glad to see you, Tomo.
I appreciate the meeting with a lot less surprise stabbing.
May I ask why you had to do that little act? Is the council not?
All will be explained in time,
I apologize.
but first I want to clear the air. Did you receive my letter? Or a more direct question, I suppose, would be, did you read it?
As soon as I could.
Lex forgot. It's been a long
It's been a
time.
minute.
It's been a hot minute.
But
I remember reading it. The gist of it, Kyle, correct me if I'm wrong. The gist of it was that Dacton was going to try to take down this Tarathiel was going to use the lycanthropes in this war that he's planning to stage or something, and his goal is to take essentially the army of lycanthropes down from the inside.
Yes, his
Yeah,
Dacton's goal, yes.
Dacton's goal.
But first, he apologized for everything that he's done.
Right. I will say, it was a bit ironic. The start of your letter sounded a lot like the one I left at your grave.
But it might be strange to say, but I actually haven't seen my grave.
It's kind of a hole now.
Well.
It was a grave, and then, well, I suppose I desecrated your grave. I should probably apologize for that. I'm sorry, but
There is... Tomotor, there is nothing you can do that is worse than what I have done to you. And for that I deeply apologize.
well, I suppose I can say I forgive you, but I don't really feel like there's anything to forgive. We can maybe call it even.
Even it is then. And he stands up once again, looks at the rest of you, says, "Some new faces, some familiar ones.
Yes, hi, I'm Octha.
Yes, I've met you before."
Hi, nice to meet you. They don't have their memories right now, so ignore them on that
This
front.
is
I'm sorry? What happened?
That is a long story.
in short, Tarathiel.
Yeah.
In
sure.
long version, I think a hag. It's
It's a bit of murky water. Gist of it is
I'm
I
working
was
on
killed and somebody came out of me, I think.
A hag placed themselves inside of their body so they could recover. Tarathiel pulled them out. They're left without their memories.
If you are seeking, perhaps, if this is some affliction, some malady, I can direct you to a very well-trusted member of the council who can look after you. Her name is Banal.
But now?
I mean, is that wise after very openly pointing a sword at me? in front
Yes,
of-
I suppose I am getting ahead of myself. The reason I had wanted an audience with you all, I need help. And
Before you continue with that statement, if this is about Tarathiel, this is something you haven't spoken aloud before, you should know. As in the body of a hellbird currently, he holds every memory you have. Not your thoughts, but open memories.
The second
stated
something
plan yet
becomes a
aloud.
memory.
Does he know?
He
Well,
does.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
These are plans I have spoken to with another.
We
So,
only recently found out, so
I suppose there is nothing more to hurt by telling you all. Unfortunately. I need help. I'll cut to the chase. I could embellish this story, but I do not know if such details are rather pertinent or if you wish to hear it. And he turns around and walks over to the tall glass windows that overlook the city. I want to burn this fucking city to the ground. And he just clenches his fist.
Awfully
No, I think
genocidal
for
of
a-
you.
And he
One
kind
thing
of,
for a chief to say about his own city.
believe me, this is not my city. And the mere fact that the council exists just means that I am nothing more than a figurehead. This city is hypocritical. They are in open servitude to Malar, and they wish to tear down all of the civilized world, yet stand here in a city, in society. They claim that all they do is for the good of lycanthropes, but they build that on the deaths of innocent afflicted.
That's
I was a
interesting.
lucky one. I was taken in. I was allowed to live, but in my short time being here, I have seen thousands of afflicted, slaughtered like sub animals even. Just another piece of game to hunt. It's a game for these people. Yes, Arthur.
So you said that you were lucky enough to survive it. If that is the case, then if you're afflicted, how did they make you the figurehead? Or why, I guess, did they make you the figurehead?
You see, there are no natural born lycanthropes. It started with an affliction, a simple curse that Malar had put on the world to sow seeds of chaos in civilized societies, but those who became afflicted were seduced by the power it gave them, and through worship they were made perfect, given a perfect control over their new abilities. And there is only select few who are chosen amongst afflicted to become true, pure, to live in the city, to be given their lives. The rest are killed. Tomo would have been killed. I wanted to stop it, but I did not know how.
So a city of hypocrites.
I don't know why, but that sounds familiar.
A lot of cities are like that. A lot of kingdoms.
Which one are you mentioning, Jacob?
So many of them.
All of the above.
Like 80% of them.
No,
Kyle,
dude.
how's Tregabor looking at hearing Dacton say he wants to burn his city down?
In his body.
You can tell he's a little off-put by hearing these words come out of his own body. But he's not saying anything right now. I apologize. I have lived in this accursed city for longer than I truly have wanted to. I want to be free. I want to be free of it. But if I go, they'll hunt me down too.
I have an out-of-game question. This is a secret city. Like, people don't know about this?
Yes, correct.
What does the outside look like? Is it kind of like magically covered with like an illusionary thing on the outskirts, or is it more like
There's a mountain.
Yeah,
it's just like
it's
a
covered by
deep valley, like deep valley?
I explained it at the beginning of the session.
Yeah. He said
Yeah, it's
there's
like in a mountain.
Yeah.
It's like in a mountain that's been unnaturally carved out.
It's a bowl of lycanthrope nachos.
I
And
apologize.
Tarathiel
Kyle,
just
that's
got a
enough.
new bag of chips.
Cameron, again, not listening to Kyle's lore.
Damn, bro.
Damn, bro.
I have a
Called
disability.
out.
I'm gonna pull that card.
I'm gonna pull the disability card.
You goddamn right.
He looks over and just says, "But of course, if this is too much for you, you are more than free to decline."
Why would I? It's you. And I also, technically, have personal vendetta against people who wish to harm me, so I cannot speak for everyone else, but it doesn't.
He looks to the rest of you.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm along for the
I go
ride.
where Tomo goes.
I'm also gonna look to you guys, and I'm just gonna say, if you could help, I'd appreciate it.
Well,
I can't fail him again.
So I know that
well,
past me and you have some sort of history. Would you be okay with me helping you, or should I maybe stay out of it?
Do you say this loud enough for Decton to hear?
Yeah, probably.
He kind of like looks between you and Tomo and just kind of says, "Before you get too far in that conversation, there's only one person, aside from the lot of you, that I trust with such information and why I have spoken to it before." He kind of turns and says, "Suppose you are free to come out now." You can see walking from around one of the pillars is a tall, shaven head, dark-skinned
God.
human man.
Yeah!
it's this
The
guy.
same one you had seen that had taken Decton's mask all those months ago. And he
Good looking.
kind of like meets your eyes. He has Decton's mask at his waist. It's like tied to his belt.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing mine, but it's so like worn and broken, and
There's 3 riot claw marks and the paint is gone from that section.
But it does
And
have
it
animated
has the
eyebrows.
animated
It has
eyebrows.
animated eyebrows. I like to think when
He-
someone cries, the eyebrows like go and turn and go under.
When he walks into, the eyebrows go up.
Just he looks, meets eyes with you, Tomo, and just kind of gives a very deep, polite bow. Hello.
Hi. I'm gonna take back my offer from the last time. I kind of need my head on my shoulders now for a bit, so
Don't worry. I had a lot of conversations with Decton when he came back. There was a lot of anger in the heat of the moment, I suppose. I suppose you should understand Decton had, just... Well... And he turns and meets eyes with Decton. To the right. You do not have to say it.
He is special. I get it.
Turns back over to you two. Says, I this also brings me to why I had to send away the council. If I want to do this, I want to know who my allies are, and who my enemies are. I fear that I am unable to launch an actual investigation myself, as if I were to do so, it would draw suspicion to me, and, well, the penalty of treason is death. So, I am hoping you may investigate the High Council, attempt to find out their loyalties, see who might be conspiring.
I mean, I suppose I don't know how to go about that. As far
Carefully.
as, well, I suppose that is probably the best way, yes. Are they expecting me to have no head after this altercation?
Here is the plan. I know I can see it on all of your eyes that you do not enjoy. Well, enjoy is a strong word, but you do not like the one that you call Tarathiel. But if
There's like a
you-
little lip curl on Cass when he mentions his name.
Yeah, just the.
there is... If we want to be as thorough as possible, we are going to have to do some things that maybe we don't want to do. So, if it is agreeable to the lot of you, we have passed on agreeable terms, as I have learned to put the past behind me and look into the future. Such is the demeanor and disposition of a chieftain and a leader. And you all are here as emissaries for Tarathiel to lend aid to our city and organize. It will give you rights to things that are only given to full-blooded lycanthropes and citizens of the city. Facilities, access to buildings. But I must warn you that if you are caught in this and brought up on treason, I can be outvoted by the High Council in your manner. And so, if you are caught by the law, there is scant I can do other than, well, waging a war against the entire city by myself, which I do not think I am up for.
Well, we both know that I am probably the worst liar, so I have to do my best to not get caught.
If getting caught would be an issue. So, I do have a question. When you say burn the city, you mean that more metaphorically or literally?
If I had enough fire to burn down the entire city, I would think about it. I suppose my musings were more made in a fit of anger, and I wish to burn the institution, shall we?
Okay, well,
Crumble it from the inside.
I have a quick question for you.
I don't
What
know,
are
if you
like,
ask Cass nicely, he has the
uh,
firepower.
what are like Shantaea's and Sylvanas' view on Malar? and like their
Would you
Lars
like to make
cringe.
a knowledge religion check?
oh boy, sure.
It's probably not.
It's not
positive.
great.
It's
It-
probably not positive.
The as fucked as this is gonna. Okay, you know what? No, I can't. In good conscience,
18.
I cannot make comparisons right now.
18.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. You know that definitely both Shantae and Sylvanas don't see eye to eye in a lot of things. They have very different views on how best to deal with nature. But one of the most major things that they view on together is Malar. They both uniformly see him as a bastardization of nature, the corruption of nature, the taking all of the destructive aspects of nature and turning it outward to everything. So they are starkly opposed to Malar and everything he stands for.
He's like the emo sibling.
Pretty much.
No, he's like
No,
the
he's
flat earther
more-
cousin.
Well, yeah, that's a
Not,
good.
I would say more the terrorist cousin.
Yeah.
yeah, a
terrorist
little bit.
Like I said, there was a few comparisons that I could make that I just can't because we're putting this publicly.
Sure.
Edit this out. No. The reason I ask is because I can imagine not everyone here is guilty of slaying.
Such is my worries. I know that these ideals, these institutions are put place by the High Council and the systemic circular wheel of power that just keeps cycling the authority between those who wish to oppress. And I do hope and I do want that there are people on the ground level who see such injustices as I do. But I was thrust on this throne without my consent. And I am meant just to sit and look pretty and give hope to people. That's it.
I will pose the question again as well. Tomo Taru, are you okay with me coming with, or should I maybe stay out of it? This does seem kind of like your thing, and I don't want to jeopardize your thing by putting myself in it.
Oh, you cannot see Tomo's face right now.
I can see his eyebrows.
Their eyebrows, though.
They like
Doing
just
the
like-
war.
Shh. No. I think they like come together a little bit. Tomo's like take it. I'm not like up a little bit. Tomo's taken aback that you're talking to him right now. Simply because Tomo's been doing their bestest to avoid talking to you.
Mhm.
And he like there's like it's a little bit too long of a pause for answering. That decision is between you and Utgard.
I don't know. Utgard kind of has like a blank look on his face, though. So.
I don't know. He's kind of T-posing in the corner
He's
right now.
T-posing in the corner. It says logged out AFK.
He's kind of sliding across the floor.
It's the dementia peeking through.
The dimension.
Well, I mean, look. He said that he would protect me and whatnot, but like I said, this is kind of your thing. Even if he said, no, you can't come in, that weird accent of his, I'd probably still come if you had asked. Who am I to refuse somebody that has apparently, helped me a lot? And like I said, I know that there's a history between us, and I figure if I come with, I don't want to make you uncomfortable.
Almost gonna quick look to Cass, and then look to Daisy, and Cass like, help me.
Cass is gonna look. Cass is gonna put a hand on Tomo's shoulder and go, "You can't get out of this."
You're fucked.
If Tomo was more
You're
of
on
a
your own.
barbarian, Tomo would gut check you right now. Like, fuck.
Oh, look,
There's
Uka's back.
Uka.
He's not AFK anymore.
Sorry, I got a call from my parents.
Oh, no, you're good.
What I missed.
Okta
Did you
asking
miss-
if they should come on the mission or not, and then Tomo being like,
Ah.
well, that's kind of... You should be asking Utgard that, and then Okta just being like, well, even if he said no, you can't come, I'd probably still come, because I feel like I owe it to you as somebody that has helped me a bunch in the past, and that I seem to have history with, so...
I'll think about it. Maybe I'll think about it.
Okay.
Later. I'll think about it later.
Okay,
Not-
alright, yeah.
I'm not
I-
wishing to.
Yeah,
That was really awkward.
sorry if I made that awkward.
It was incredibly awkward.
No. I do not wish to put words in your mouth, but I would feel better if I, heard the confirmation from each of you before I begin briefing you on the situation.
You've explained your motives.
Oh, would you
to me.
look at
I
that,
agree.
Tomo? You have to decide now.
There's like
Big brother energy.
Tomo just
Well,
like
no-
looks like. I thought you were on my side.
I am.
Never was.
This is on your side. You're currently not on your own side right now. So I have to
Fucking
be.
got him.
Well, in order to buy Tomo a little more time, yeah, I'm in. And I don't know if you still want my input, Octa, but I will never stop you from doing anything. It is your life. You'll live it as you choose.
I mean, even if you tried, I'd probably still do it.
I just wanted you to know.
Right, yeah. No, I do appreciate your input. Don't get me wrong.
I know your motives now, so I agree to them. You have my blade.
You can see Declan just kind of goes,
I forgot he was with
Yep,
us.
me
He's-
too. Me too.
I
was like,
totally thought he was somewhere else.
I was like,
Yeah, no,
you
he's-
mean
he followed
Dacton,
you guys.
Kyle?
no, Declan.
No.
Declan.
Yes, yeah.
He's been quiet, and he just says, well, I did swear my spirited cast, so I will follow you into battle wherever you go.
Does Tregobor say anything?
Hey, I'm Triggerbor. I'm in too.
Triggerbor looks like he's about to say something, but Declan, I had to think about it for a long moment, so I couldn't say it. So I didn't say the wrong
There's
name.
so many.
Declan looks at Cast expectantly, waiting for you to say something.
Awesome. Of course. Hey, I've been around the block a few times, and I've killed my fair share of assholes. What's a few more?
There you have it. Dacton looks down to you, Sweet Daisy.
Excuse me. I'm in a very peculiar situation. You have to understand. I'd follow Tomotaru anywhere. But I just need you all to know I'm at risk for losing more than my life here. Dacton, you said being a chief is all about seeing far into the future. Well, I'm more on the literal end of that, as you probably know. Well, actually, I don't know if you do know.
I don't know what you mean.
Okay. Have you been appointed an oracle as a chieftain? I'm not sure it's like being a king.
No. I mean, I heard that there are some of
Sweet Daisy, most
you.
kings don't have oracles.
Oh. They don't?
Nope.
Yeah, no, they don't at all. Sweet Daisy.
I was under the impression that it was rather a common thing.
No,
No.
spy masters are, but not oracles.
Oh, okay. Well, in any case, I can, on occasion, with express permission of the universe, see into the future sometimes.
I see.
So, in that regard, I've had a bit of a prophecy that happened a bit ago. One of them came true today, in fact. You yelling at Tomo, being like, it's business time! You!
It's
What a-
business
What an
time.
impersonation.
I apologize if I had unnerved you with raising my voice. I merely wanted to set it for the rest.
That's okay. We understand the context now, but for like 3 months, we've like thought you were gonna try and kill us. So I appreciate the apology. Thank you very much. Second thing, are there any current plans to send an army into the pasture lands?
Not that I am aware of.
Okay, well, at some point in the future, I'm not sure if it's going to be a direct result of your betrayal or if the betrayal will fail and then the army will continue on to destroy more civilization.
We are many hundreds of miles away from the pasture lands.
You are, but people travel hundreds of thousand miles in days. I mean, look at us here, standing now. Anything is really possible with magic. But in this case, it's not magic. They'll go by ship. They'll arrive on, what was it, the new moon?
Full moon.
Full moon? Unless it's already happened, which was an assumption of ours. I haven't received word back from my city at all since my former mentor has since passed on. But I don't know. I've been in the hot seat of politics before. It makes me nervous. But I'm going to do what I can to help Tomo.
I appreciate that more than you probably know. And he gives you a very deep nod, almost a bow.
So we already killed your people. They're already dead.
And after that, you can see Tregabor kind of like, doesn't shoulder his way, but kind of like shimmies his way between shoulders to get in front. It's like, hello, so, funny story about me. And you can see Decton slowly turns to look at Tregabor and says, hello, my name is Tregabor, and you probably don't recognize me right now because I am under an illusory disguise. Yes, indeed. So, I will drop it if you promise not to freak out. Yes? Decton looks a little off-put. Says, oh, alright, I won't. And he says, perfect.
Ha! It's me, Tarathiel.
Turns over to you, Tomo. I know that there is uncomfort with you as well, so I'm going to need that promise from you as well.
Yeah, it's
Jolly good. Right. And he puts his hands together and rubs it and dispels the illusion, and he reverts back to the body of spell-scaled Dacton. And you can see Dacton in Tregabor's body, eyes kind of widen a bit and furrow. Says, "What the hell?" And says, "Yes, I know. Apparently, this is your body. And, well, would you look at that? That is my body. Coincidences. So,
We've been Freaky Friday.
could we, trade back, maybe?
This
I would
is
very much appreciate it if I had my body back."
this is the reason your grave is a hole now. Went to pay my respects and smelled something that was you but wasn't, so
That is
if I'm anything, I'm paranoid.
uncanny. And he takes in Tregobor, his old body. I thought... And he just kind of furrows very deeply and just kind of sits back down in the throne. And you can tell his eyes kind of go distant as you begin thinking. So I know it's a lot to take in, but it won't be a lot if we swap bodies again. Then you can just pretend like this never happened, you know?
Tragabor?
Yes?
Do we know how to do Dacton, would you even know how to do that if you agreed to it? I'm not sure that we do.
I'm perhaps...
More importantly, even if we know how or could, we can't now. At least at the moment. What are we gonna do with Tregobor on the throne?
He would make a rather...
Right.
Performative king? Is performative the right word?
I think puppet ruler is more accurate.
I prefer the term flamboyant, but thank you. I'm going to be honest. I didn't really think that this moment would come so soon, so I'm just going to wing it. I can, go and read. Reading it's very good.
Well, wait, what about that Banal character that you were talking about, Dacton? Would they
You
put
can
something...
see Dacton says, the only person who I think would have any knowledge of doing such a thing as Banal, and I think her loyalty is rather... I want, not fickle, the opposite. I want to believe from my interactions with her that she has the same mind as me, but again, I do not want to push, I do not want to pry and be ousted as a traitor.
So our first of our investigation should be on this banal character.
Yes, if you see that as fitting, then I will not stop you.
Why? So I can read thoughts. What if, while she's tending to Octa, you ask some maybe pointed questions that could hypothetically be if she's
I will not be present in these investigations.
Or maybe we ask those questions, Daisy.
We could.
I
just wanted a hand.
Yes, I wish to be as far away from these investigations as possible as they're being held, as if, we are ousted. There is not really much we can do at that point. So, I will be here to lend assistance in any way I can, and,
In any way you can?
Yes.
Does that count monetarily? I hate to bring this up.
Why would we need money?
Why?
if
We
did?
don't need money.
We
No,
need
no, no,
supplies,
no,
remember?
no. We need a specific thing, and I'm pointing at Nelson, making direct eye contact with him.
I'm
We
also
need a thing
staring
that
at
we
him.
can't say what it is because of the memory thing.
Oh,
We need the thing for
Right.
someone very important.
that's a very good point. We need supplies and monetary compensation.
I do not believe I'm following.
Sorry, if you could direct us to, like, maybe a vague treasury that you have.
Or do you guys enchant magic
now,
items?
maybe. This might be a bad time. Just in, like, the next 11 days.
I could perhaps see to funding your endeavors with some monetary incentives.
But
Yes.
okay, how about this?
But
Does
how
this?
much are you talking about? I do not think the High
Wait,
Council will
wait,
enjoy me
okay.
draining their coffers.
Let
too
me
much.
let me make this way easier. Us Hellbirds can't know. I'm gonna look over to the
They're all hellbreds. We're talking
no,
about
the other the other guy with Dacton. I'm gonna look over to him.
Oh,
You're not a Hellbred.
That's true. He's
At
not.
some point, would you be able
No,
to
I'm
talk
not.
to them about what this is?
Certainly. Yeah, I can
There we go.
go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is. So
We
That's
have a
cool, I guess.
middleman who is trustworthy.
oh, he is. All right. I mean, all
This,
right.
this plan is falling into closer and closer inspection at every day. Yes, Octa?
I kind of have two questions. One, am I joining this? I feel like you haven't really given an answer yet, Tomo. And two, right, you never answered. Are they expecting Tomo to not have a head after we leave? You were just kind of like, oh yes, you're emissaries of Tarathiel now. But you never were like, oh yeah, and also
Well,
they expect you to be alive because of that.
Well, yes, the story will be that I have forgiven everything of past transgressions and have moved on from anger.
And can you make
No.
that
Dirt.
believable?
I healed the wounds.
We could have like a black eye or something. We could fake it.
We healed
You two
all
could
of
have-
Daisy.
you
We
two could
we
wrestle.
both healed the wounds.
I will say, though the council may be able to outvote me, my word is still law, to an extent. So, if I say I have forgiven Tomo, then they best believe it,
Okay.
or else
All right.
they are treasonous.
All right.
I would not wish to bring them up on charges of that, for obvious reasons.
So, starting the investigation. There's Boleo? Blow?
But now,
But now,
Now.
but now, there is
Uh.
8 High Council members in total, and along with me, that makes 9 in total that oversee all governmental actions within the city. First, there is Ajax. You probably know him already. There is Kanu, Jabali, Imara, but now, as I spoke of before, Zakaria, Kari, and Imani.
Excellent. Would you be able to maybe send these names to
I can
us?
indeed send this in the group chat.
Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you so
This
much.
is-
I can't
Thank
write them
you.
all down that fast. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dacton.
Thank you, Dacton.
He pulls out his phone and starts typing the group chat.
Hey, Dacton, I know you're in the group chat. Can we get magic items here? Is there like a lot of magic items?
Hey,
We pull out
Dacton, do
We
we
pull out
get...
our
There's so
phones
much
and ping
money.
each other.
We have so much money, Dacton.
Hey, Dacton, do we level up from last session? Or...
Yeah, Dacton. Did we level up, Dacton?
Yeah, we never knew
I
if we got any
don't think
XP
so.
from last session.
I assume we didn't because
You did not, yeah.
Did I get trauma XP?
Yes.
I'll say you get 200 more trauma XP.
Yeah. 300 more, baby.
Farm that trauma.
I'm gonna milk it.
Can I just be in like duels with Octa and then be like, oh no, you killed me, and then they get experience for killing a level 12 Crusader.
It brings them to level 10 immediately.
The funny thing about 3.5
So that might actually
leveling
work.
is that if you're too high of a level and you kill something low enough, you don't get XP. And it also works conversely.
Wait,
where if you're
really?
too low of level and you kill something too high of level, you also don't get XP.
I didn't realize that. I
That's
didn't realize that
lame.
part. I knew the low part, but not the high aspect.
We're gonna go kill Tarathiel and we're gonna get no experience.
What?
Yeah.
Cringe.
Yes, he lists out all of the council members. They should be around the city. Kanu will probably be the easiest to find. He is a very wealthy noble in the city, and he has his own palace, and he is also chief of the standing guard here in the city, the Lions.
So I wanted to ask about that. Were you guys going to turn Tomotaru into one of those, like, weird cloak guys?
No.
Is that what
They...
you...
No. So...
Is that what you got from that?
If the cult got
They were
their
just in
hands
the
on...
hybrid form.
The cult got their hands on Tomo before I intervened, or had any say in it, Tomo would be dead.
Yes, and I imagine we'd be dead too, because probably would have died trying.
Well, I almost died.
I know, I heard a badass named, like, Okta or something stops that from happening.
Yeah, it was
Rumors
actually
aren't that
almost.
tall.
And let me say that it's very nice that that's not going to be something anymore.
What isn't?
The kid coming after us and...
Cormoctha? Cormoctha threatened to bury a person alive. So
Right, no, I meant from keeping Daisy from dying, but... Yeah!
I thought you were talking
didn't mean
about
that
the moment.
part. Yeah, no, my bad.
We're still going to have to keep doing that. Hopefully for a good long while into the future.
Alright, but question number 1 still hasn't been answered.
Tomo!
I'm going to say yes, since Tomo's not answering. You get to make your own decision.
Well, I do kind of want Tomo's input, since it pertains directly with him. I will say too, there is an argument to be made against me not going. If that is the case, I could go for the supplies that Nosen, Daisy, and I have talked about.
You should come.
Alright.
Oh.
Sorry, I had something in my throat. Alright. Sounds good.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything in reality I can do. It brings me more ease when I can see you, so.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Well, is there good places to get more equipment, more like combat equipment? Tomotaru has been in need of new armor for quite a while.
There are places around the city that you can go and speak with. Could you please get the thing? And you can see the man standing next to it, which Tomo, you know his name. Dacton wrote in the letter. Yes. His name is Thazrael.
Also, how's Thazrael react to Dacton body?
He's into it.
You could tell he's trying not to make eye contact with Tregabor and Dacton's body.
I get it, man.
Thazrael just says, Yeah, I'll be right back. And he kind of walks over. There's a long moment of awkward silence as Thazrael walks away, and Daxton's just kind of twirling his thumbs, looking down, waiting for him to come back.
So
almost-
the weather here looks beautiful.
Actually, Cass is going to speak up and go, is there anywhere specifically we should start on this investigation? Not
believe that-
person-wise, but location-wise.
I would leave that up to you.
Alright.
There is not many places that I've had two very different views of the city. One from the ground and one from up here. So, I have a very different feeling on the city.
You wouldn't happen to know where the Church of Shar sect is, do you?
That is in the city?
Yes.
There is none in the city.
Can I?
There's
Meredith would like to ask, does Sweet Daisy know if there is one here and he just doesn't know about it, or if there's like
Sounds like someone should have taken Fine Temple.
I should.
Yeah!
Every single session.
It's a terrible spell, but we've used it and it's been a funny meme need.
We've truly needed it.
You can't say it's a terrible spell, Kyle. I used it.
That
and it
wasn't
was
me.
great.
That was me. That wasn't Kyle.
It was a
Oh.
terrible spell.
You
Which-
can't
isn't
say
it
that's
a
a
first
terrible
level
spell.
spell?
Where's Cameron's
Yeah.
camera? Where is
Right.
it?
Point.
Other
On
way.
my screen, he's here, but in the video,
Right.
is
Sweet
he
to
here?
Daisy. Sweet to Daisy, would you
so
like
no,
to
point
roll?
it the other way. Because then that would be to the right and up. Up. Point like here. Yeah, there you
Sweet
go.
Daisy, would you
For me,
like
it's
to
right there, so
roll?
it's all the way up the...
Would you like to roll a knowledge religion check?
Yes, I would. I would love to.
But no, isn't it a first level spell?
Can I, since
What
she's
is it?
asking all these questions, can I see if
Oh,
there's
it is.
Shar
Oh,
anywhere
then
near
yeah,
here?
it's fine.
Sure.
I did not realize it was a cantrip.
Character sheet. Knowledge religion?
Knowledge
Oh
religion.
boy.
Knowledge religion? That's pretty good. It's an 18.
18?
29.
29?
Mayor,
my
why are you not
God.
having that face?
For-
This isn't. This
Cast
isn't.
for you?
it's his whole build.
You don't know.
Really?
The Church of
Oh.
Shars are very secretive,
That's secretive. Yeah.
and
That's true.
unless
It would
if
make
you've
more
been
sense
to
for Sweet
one,
Daisy to know.
if you have been to one before, if you haven't been to one before, you have. It's anyone's guess. There is one in the city. Sweet Daisy, since you were actually in the Church of Shar, you didn't even know that this city existed. So as the Bright Queen, which is likely the highest position you could ever get in the Church of Shar, you knew where every single sect was in the world. And the fact that you didn't even know that the city exists is a pretty stark indication that there is likely no sect of Shar here.
It's very funny
yeah.
since she's like the goddess of secrets as well. Like it's part of her portfolio.
This is tickling my resume right now. Okay. I'm satisfied with that answer that you have given me.
And you can see Thazrael comes back around the corner and he is holding some things and he says, they're a bit old, but they'll do. And he starts handing out what looks like very outdated sheriff's badges to each and every one of you.
Yeah.
These mark you as direct, shall we say, people in direct service of the chieftain, shall we say, which, flashing that, though it's a bit old, should dissuade any prying questions into your business.
Well, yeehaw, I guess. This is quite the... I was expecting like a ring. with an insignia.
Yeah, the new ones have rings. We ran out. So you get the old
We're
ones.
getting like the kids tour, like going to the science center back.
No.
Or-
You're
We are the
old fashioned,
veterans.
you
We're
should
the,
say.
We're the veterans. We've been on the force for a while.
We're vintage.
We're retro.
I
We're
guess.
in. We're
You're-
in again.
You're thrifted, I guess. I
To
don't
be
know.
fair-
No, that's a bet. That's not. No.
Look, I'm trying to make it sound. Sorry, and he just looks down. He immediately stops talking.
To be fair, 3 of us are vintage, technically. So,
I think I'm the
Which
most
ones?
vintage.
Hey,
By a
don't
long
count
shot.
yourself short.
Who said that was a bad thing, Sweet Daisy?
Says the other person in the party with a, you know.
With a what?
With anything. We're not gonna say it out loud for reasons.
There is another thing.
Okay.
Dacton kind of looks out the window and sees that the sun is setting more and more. If you want, you may rest here on my behalf, especially looking at you, Tomo. You might not want to be out, especially not tonight.
It was a worry of
full
mine.
moon.
We have Wolfsbane. We could all snuggle up in the same room like old times.
I do not want to snuggle up with all of you.
That's not like old times. I did not do that, so no thanks.
You two are such party poopers. When are you going to cuddle? This is a thing, you know. This is a group bonding activity.
It's not.
I don't think it is.
I
You
believe
have
Tomotaru
certainly
more than you
cuddled,
on this.
Tomotaru.
I
Don't think
will
we
not.
didn't notice that one night you got smashed cuddling on the stairs. Lies.
I beg you, stop talking.
You should. I'm sure Dacton already knows all about that, so don't worry.
I actually do not. You don't.
Oh,
really-
you should get Tomo
I've never,
smashed then.
I've never really seen you drink before.
There is a reason.
Well, I assume it would be a very good reason, which is a very good reason to maybe get you a few drinks. Anyway. And he stands up. We have some rooms on the floor below this. If you wish to stay there for the night, it would be wise to stay in until the morning.
Could we
Fair
have
enough.
one big room?
No. I would
One
like a
big-
different room, please.
I mean, Daisy,
Nelson, you made me a promise.
Daisy, if you want to share a
You
room,
made
I will.
promise.
You made me a promise.
I will bunk with you, Daisy, if you would like.
I made you.
I'm
very
okay
specific.
sharing my space. It's fine.
Thank you,
You're
Octa.
welcome.
I appreciate that. You're a true friend who's very truthful.
You know, I think I want my own
I
room
kept-
tonight.
Wait a second. Wait a back up a second, Daisy. The promise did not. It's
You
go to.
said
We have
no.
to sleep in the same room all the time.
You said you wouldn't leave me alone. We made a deal.
It sounds like you promised to cuddle with Sweet Daisy. I'm on Daisy's side on this.
What is with Mayor's energy tonight?
It's gonna
It's
scare
very
me real
goblin-y.
quick. It's because it's late. It's because it's late.
I love it.
Late sessions always get a little crazy.
It just turned 7.
I guess I will share a room.
Dacton
I'm
stands up
not
and says,
cuddling.
All right. Could we not scream at each other, please?
Sorry.
I'm scared.
Dacton picks up the sword that is leaning against the throne and puts it in his belt and says, I shall show you to your rooms.
Tregabor, should you maybe disguise again before we leave?
You are a very clever...
Person.
I tried to
You
think
can
of an...
just say person.
A very clever... There we go.
I
And
am a
casts
very
disguise
clever?
up again.
Oh, okay.
Look, it's weird seeing this man in my body. I've never seen my back before. I don't like it.
Wait. Does Dacton have a shirt on?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not like a t-shirt,
Is-
but it's
Right.
it's like they're like
covering.
ceremonial robes. It's covered, yeah.
Is it like a deep V? How much of the PEC is showing?
It's a V, but it's not particularly deep.
It's to
Does
his
it-
belly button.
Does it go down to the snail trail?
Belly button?
What's up? What's up down there?
That's not a
Where's-
deep beat, that's a plunge.
Where's it at?
It's less chest and more side. I'll say
Okay.
that.
Oh, so you
Nice.
get that.
Wait,
black-
so maybe you should actually look at your back real quick. Well, his back. Like, you don't know if you ever have like a weird mole that like starts changing color back there. You can't see it.
I don't like this. I don't like this
Have you
conversation.
know, I had a wife.
Okay.
Not so much after I talk with her, but I did.
Have
And you know, if
color
I had a
changing
mole on
mole?
my back, she would tell you.
Tell me.
And me, no.
Oh.
If I had a mole, she would have told me. So
That's a good
there we
point.
go.
I mean, okay.
You
it's
got
fine.
you got
No, I
there.
don't think
Need to see
Cecil would have
you?
ever told me about a mole.
Well, then you
As
don't
we
have a mole on
start
your back.
walking towards our rooms, Ugra's just gonna say, "Well, Octa, I think you really lived up to the title of clever." Is that your just nickname now? Just the clever?
Clever. I
The
don't
clever.
know. I mean,
Well, good night, clever.
The clever cleaver.
But as
I don't think it really fits.
Dactin leads you outside the hall, the doors open up and you can see the two guards on either side. At the sight of Dactin, they both just kind of like drop to their knees and give a very respectful bow. And leads you all over to the stairs and takes you to the floor beneath the top floor. It is a interconnected, winding hallway of all these different doors. And he leads you all the way to the corner, furthest away from the stairs, and kind of outlines a handful of rooms that are open. Says, you may take whichever one you fancy. Each one has their own washroom. Yes.
Still covered in soot.
There are some servants that come around periodically, so if there's anything you need, you can tell them, and they will provide that for you.
Thank you.
Like how late does that go?
I need my
I
midnight
would
snack.
I would say probably the last call is midnight.
Okay. All right, that's good.
We're not
to
having
know.
girls' night
Daisy.
again, Daisy. I
No,
swear.
no, it's not girls' night. I just kind of wanted popcorn.
Daisy, I do want to point out, it is a full moon tonight
It is
in
a full moon.
a city completely comprised of.
The only one that has to worry about the full moon in this entire city is you, Tomo.
So
Can't help but worry.
maybe we don't call any servants to assist us.
I mean, I heard. I saw that I have some belladonna. Do you need it?
Oh, no, that's. You should keep that. I have some.
Okay.
Do you like chew on that? Like, what's the battle plan on that?
Figure it out as it go.
Does it work like
Are you
catnip?
going to
I'm going to go to bed. Good night.
Yeah.
You guys gonna go into a room and
guard? We love you very much. Scream bloody murder if something goes wrong.
he just gives you a wave.
As you're all exiting out into your room, Dactin says, Tomo, can I speak with you, please?
Of course. Lead the way.
It will only be a moment, I promise. And he leads you away, back up the stairs, and out onto the balcony where you first teleported in. Closes the door behind you. Kind of casts his gaze over the city. The last time I saw you, they, Octha, they were with you.
They were.
They came to your defense.
Yeah. It's kind of, I suppose you could say, amusing that no matter how many times I would put myself between them and danger, they'd step right around and do the same for me.
Tecton turns to face you completely. Are you still wearing the mask?
Yeah.
Looking into what would be your eyes, and he says, if I'm going to be completely honest, it put my heart at ease as I was leading away that beast, knowing that you had found more people that would help you, that would protect you. And now it would seem their memories are gone, and there is something that is lost. What are you doing?
I have only recently had my birthday. And when I did, I was filled with warmth, but it was searing. The amount of anger and hatred that composed my entire being. I'd like to think I'm doing a better job holding it in now, but I feel the same way. Sometimes if I think too long or I suppose I should say, stop thinking, I'm almost afraid of how dark I'm willing to go and try to make it all better. I don't think I'm necessarily a good person. And I think these thoughts kind of guarantee that, but I know for certain that I'm willing to do anything if it meant that Octha could be back. And that's both a comfort and terrifying.
He just nods. I understand. I will do everything in my power to help you in such a cause.
If it would be all right with you, I would like a hug, but with a lot less knife this time.
I can probably do you better. There is a place somewhere in the city that I like going to. It reminds me of where, well, we first met with my parents. Our home. But of course it's empty, so I just like pretending that everyone's back and everything is normal. But I suppose there is a bit of comfort in pretending.
I think I would like it if I could pretend for a little bit.
He just kind of holds out his hand, then
Yeah, without as hesitation, Tomo's grabbing it.
Before you even realize what he is doing, he turns, leaps off the balcony, pulls you, puts his arm over his shoulder, and he begins transforming, and he into a giant eagle.
That's not a boar, that's a bird.
That's metal as fuck. Holy shit.
Begins flying.
Guys, that's my Dactin.
He's Howl's moving castles you right now.
He is.
Flies off. And from up here, you look down at the city below. The street lamps much, much brighter now that it is getting darker. A few people walking to and fro, a few birds that you assume are lycanthropes flying back and forth across the skyline. And you are taken outside the protective walls of the city, through one of the gaps. And from this great height, you can see you're on an island, surrounded by a vast ocean. He descends down into some foothills beyond those mountains, far out of sight of the ocean. You can see there's a small building nestled between some trees. And he lands and lets you off.
Well, that is not a boar.
He transforms back to his humanoid form and says, "Yes, that was another thing that we can discuss at a later date." And he moves to enter inside the house. And Tomo looking at it. It is shocking how similar it looks. To your memory, almost exact. You could be misremembering some details, but pretty close.
I want in all of my heart to believe that this is all just great, but I feel like there's gotta be like a tinge of Tomo that just has to check if this is real. Because I have been fucked over. I've been like held like captive in a means to keep me safe or others safe. I am too aware to not double check.
What would you like to do?
Can I roll a sense motive on Dacton?
Go for it.
Lex wants this to be great. All right, I love Dacton so much. Okay, but like, fuck. Okay, that's a 2 on the die, plus my sense motive, which is good. It's a 22.
22.
No, sorry, 21.
21.
Mm-hmm.
It is the same manner where you knew Dacton very well. You know him very well. In some manner of speaking, you grew up with Dacton. And that the communication that the two of you shared when you met Eyes, it's the same deal. It's you do not have a hard time reading Dacton. It's what off-put you so much when you first met him outside of Pretoria. For the first time, Dacton is being like his old self again.
Okay. I'm gonna follow in after him. Go in and I'm gonna take a look around.
You look around and it's pretty close. At least to your memory. Dacton looks around at the furniture, the layout, and he says, it did not look like this when I found it. I did some rearranging to the, at least to my memory, but you and I both know that you had the better memory of us. Does
You
it?
did. Yeah, you did. I'm gonna be honest, given everything that I've experienced, it's almost, if not actually, too good to be true. But you did really good.
Thank you. There's something that I didn't do quite so good on. You can see he kind of looks over to the dinner table, and you can see sitting on the table in the positions where everyone sat are small dolls that have been made in the likeness of his parents.
You're gonna make me cry.
I don't know if I'm ever going to see them again, Tomo. I don't even know if they're alive. I was going to make a doll of you, Tomo, but I thought that would be not very smart of me since you're still alive.
When I thought that you had died, the first time, I had written up a few letters to them, but well, we both know that you're truly the braver one out of the two of us. In my cowardice, I threw them away because I did not know how to tell them that I got their son killed. I'm glad that I was wrong, but I didn't know how to face them.
I don't even know how to tell them I'm alive and what has happened to me and us as far as they know. We both were attacked and never seen again.
I could find out. At the very least, if they're alive. Now that I know that you're, or the best way of putting it, doing all right for yourself.
He kind of laughs at that and looks over at the dolls of his parents and say, yeah, all right.
I mean, if you look at our story very literally and without emotional context, you went from a bookmaker's kid to living in a palace. That's something you'd probably write about.
Well, a palace built with blood. I don't feel very comfortable sitting in it. This is far more natural for me.
All the more reason to get you out.
But for the time being, did you eat? Are you hungry? It's nothing that my mom could make, but, at least just for a night, and then we can go about our business.
I can only ask why you haven't started already.
I'll get to it then. He moves into the kitchen.
I mean it though. I can find out if you want to know if how they're doing.
I think once our business is done, and if I'm still alive at the end of all of this, we will do it then. I think there is much more important things for us to do than for me to be distracted.
Agreed. Although something I learned is that sometimes it's okay to get a little distracted. Kind of keeps your vision wide.
Yes, well, you probably know I don't get distracted very easily.
I do like that about you.
He begins cooking dinner.
So, I only got half of the story, but I already forgot his name, Kyle. But
Thazriel.
I think I'd like to hear your story of Thazriel.
He kind of hesitates a little bit, but doesn't turn to look at you, and then keeps cooking after a momentary pause, and he says, yes, I wish the two of you met under more amicable situations. He's known for being headstrong. When I first came to, he gave me the mask, and I was like, first I was pretty happy. I was like, yes, I have my mask back. And then he told me how he got it, and I'm like, oh, I'm less happy now.
I don't hold it against him. I would have.
Thank you for that. I'm sure I know how he feels, and I'm sure he regrets it. But
You shouldn't. He loves you. Cannot fault him for that.
yeah. He was the person I was I should say learning from after I became a full lycanthrope.
I never really pegged you for like a teacher, a mentor, student.
It's not really
Enjoyer.
like that. Don't read too much into it.
I mean,
Okay. Sorry. I'm fine. No, it's not really like he wasn't like a teacher, if you know what I mean. You know, when you visit a new country, there's some things that you don't know about this culture or the language, and there is a person who can help you along. Tour guide, a tour
Oh.
guide. I asked to live with. Anyway.
so you were the one that asked. That seems very fitting.
Yes, I asked. But he was kind. Not just to me, but to everybody we met. It may not seem it from the top level, but there is still so many people that suffer in the city. People without homes. People without an ability to eat. People who can't even drink clean water. And with all of his free time, he helped those people. In small ways, at least some of the time, giving them water, giving them food, giving them blankets, but ever since I met him, I cannot count how many times he's seen to somebody that doesn't have a home. How many times he's given them one. It's admirable.
Happy that you've found the kind of person you needed.
I could say the same to you. It's a bit strange, and you don't have to talk about it right now if you don't want to, but I suppose it's now your turn to return the favor.
Well, after losing you, I sort of ran very, very far. And when I tried to get my bearings, I realized I didn't know what I was anymore. So it sounds very weird saying it, but I went to college. It lasted
Really?
4 or 5 days.
Oh.
Not on like my own accord. Technically, I'm wanted by the Church of Pretoria for some murders that I did not do, but did discover, kind of. That's beside the point.
All right. Yes, I suppose that is why I found you in Pretoria. I did not know that you went to college there, though. I just thought you were passing through.
No, I was. At that point, I was actually kicked out of school, I believe. So it was, like I said, not for a very long time. But you know how I've always been kind of an early riser.
Earlier than even my dad. And that's an achievement.
Thank you. Because I like to watch the sunrise, and it's kind of like the one time of day where it's as if the sky is saying, "This is for you." This is going to sound very over the top, and if you think about it too much, it really is. But the first time I met them, they get flustered easily. They're lost on the campus, and I couldn't help but know that they were my favorite color. Yes, it was out of embarrassment, but kind of kept me wanting to keep coming around. And while I am usually very straightforward, very upfront about things, Octa is so, but in a way that, for better or worse, is likable. Just kind of someone you want to be around. Makes you
Indeed.
want to be better, do better.
The last memory I have of them before dying and waking up in this body is them pointing a sword at me. Don't worry, I don't hold it against them. I think
Thank you.
Like I said, put my heart at ease that you found somebody that would do that for you.
I appreciate you not holding that against them, because I don't want it to ever come to it, but if it came between the two of you, I would have to run a sword through you. I don't want to, but
I appreciate the honesty.
both know I'm a terrible liar.
You are. Don't worry. I would never dream of putting you in that situation.
I appreciate it.
And afterwards, he's begins pouring some bowls. He hands you one. It's a bowl of stew. It's not the most delicious smelling, but it is food. You never knew Dagton to cook.
I think I was just surprised he didn't like chop a finger off or something. This is great.
You were, as you were talking and as you were watching him, he definitely went very slow with the knife. But he goes and he sets the table. Not just for the two of you, but for the dolls of his parents as well. Sits down at his usual spot.
Well, you didn't burn it, probably.
Yes, I'm very glad. The last time I ever cooked this, I did burn it. But it's lucky because usually it's just me here eating. So
You don't-
only I have to
you-
suffer through it.
You have to have
Right.
a little more self-respect, then
Look, sometimes you fail at cooking, but you still need to eat, so you eat it anyway.
logically I understand, but my stomach still hurts for you.
Don't worry. Hellbred stomachs are rather sturdy, I've found. Is yours like this? I never knew.
I'm rather spoiled in the eating food department. Is also why I don't drink often, if ever.
Right.
Doesn't sit well. It's you think a lot differently.
You do. Desiree not really a drinker either, so I don't really have any excuses to drink a lot, but you know, it's maybe gets sometimes the flavor of alcohol at least is very disgusting, so I understand you there.
Agreed. Yeah.
The two of you finish eating. It's not a lot of food, it's just enough to fill you up. And as he takes all the food and begins cleaning, Tomo, can I have you make a change shape check as the direct moonlight begins shining through the window inside the room?
Yep. Every full moon so far, I have failed this roll. And there shouldn't be a reason, because my plus to it is very good.
I was gonna say, don't you have like a plus 15 or something to it?
I have a plus 13. And it's a full moon. I think the DC is either... I think it's 25.
I think it's 25, yeah.
But I get an additional plus 2 from my necklace to resist.
Indeed.
And that one.
You always fail on the full moon check, and that's not changing today, baby.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Okay.
Can we just... Yep. Bring them on. Bringing them on out.
Bad luck, Adikos. As Dacton is washing the bowls, you feel the moonlight dance across your back and your skin and your hands, and you feel the involuntary change as it begins taking hold of you, and you attempt to fight it off, but there's something about being in the home that has disarmed your senses, at least a little bit. It made you relax. There's nothing magical in nature about this. It's more yourself for allowing you to let go of your defenses for just a little bit, for it to squeeze through. I know that you have the necklace on.
I was going to say, with the net, what? I don't even get to choose, do I?
Well, you don't get to choose when you fail.
Well, No, I thought if I fail, it goes to hybrid.
Yes, we'll go.
It's fine. I nat one. Just send it. Fucking send it.
And you begin changing, and Dacton turns around at the sound of it, and he kind of begins moving. It's like, Tomo, it's okay. Breathe. Deep breaths. And as you feel it begins snowballing within yourself, you feel that ping in your necklace. Like a shield against a tsunami. The involuntary transformation ceases, and you are stuck in your hybrid form. Are you alright?
Yeah.
That is not normal. It is a full moon. You should be full. At least if Either you should be good or full. Are you okay? What's wrong?
It's a really odd thing to say, but I was gonna just hook thumb through the chain, probably pull it out from under the cloth. Gift of goodwill from Tarathiel.
When did he give that to you? What is it?
I was with him for about, not solidly with him, but I was locked in a tower for about 2 months. You could say with him. So let me do some quick material plane math. Kyle, how long?
days.
It hasn't
3
been.
days.
No, it hasn't
thought it
been
was
3
5
days
days.
since getting it.
Since getting it?
It was like, I believe it was 3 days.
No. I was gone for 3 days. I need to know how long I've had the necklace.
Like total?
Like, yeah, it's probably
Ooh.
been about half a month.
So like 3.5
So-
months ago.
So like 20 days.
About 2 weeks, give or take. I am not entirely sure what it is. There's silver in it, though. That much I know.
Well, whatever it is, it just spared you a full transformation. I'm sorry we lingered here for much too long. Let's head back. Let's go back.
I'm okay. I've actually sort of more accustomed to this form. It's kind of helpful in a lot of the situations we get put into. It just
That's
hurts when I'm not the one in charge of it, you know.
yes, I understand. I might be able to help you with that, but we'll have to tread lightly. If I do, making folk full lycanthropes is a decision made by the High Council themselves. The entirety of it, me included, so. If I make you one without the council knowing, well, that's going to put a wrench in our plans, but we'll put the pin in it.
Yeah. Honestly, it's gotten a bit used to it, so there's no rush.
Understood. We should be heading back anyway. It's rather late.
Thanks for the food.
Thanks for the company. And he steps outside, transforms back into his giant eagle form, looks at you, waits for you to get on before flying back off towards the city, towards where the rest of your comrades are resting for the evening. And that's where we're going to take a short break. Getting back into it.
I feel dumber now.
Dumpier?
Shut the fuck up. Tomo. You are brought back to the building.
I'm here. I'm here. Yeah.
You.
No dumpy.
Why?
Yeah.
But Dacton flies back to the balcony and
This
drops you off.
out of character. This feels very Aladdin and Jasmine. I haven't decided which one I am, though.
He drops you off of the balcony, still perched on the railing of the balcony. And without transforming back into his humanoid form, he just meets eyes with you, nods, and then flies off.
Good night. I'm gonna look down at my body. My stupid fucking nat one rolling body.
In your hybrid form.
I'm gonna look up at the moon
Nico too.
and flip off the moon. One of these days, you're not gonna have any control over me. And then I'm gonna turn around, and I'm gonna go, and give a quick knock to, the group room.
Well, some people are in solitary rooms.
Right, I probably have to, like-
making a joke.
The trifecta of friends.
Yeah.
I'll open the door.
Cass is braiding Octa's hair right now.
Ugar's by
I will
himself
not
in the
open
room.
the door.
Ugard is the only one by himself.
I sadly open the door, forced to this fate.
He's an old man. He needs his beauty sleep.
I understand. Respect to Ugard.
Hi.
You look
Oh.
like you're enjoying yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty great in here, actually.
This is gonna quick, like, rotate so I'm on the outside of the door frame. Can you grab Daisy quick?
Daisy painting her nails and is super busy right now.
I like to imagine Sweet Daisy. Tomo looks past the door. She's got like the toe spreader sponges, and then she's like painting them purple, and then she has a cucumber over one eye and is chewing on another one. And then she's got like a full charcuterie board spread next to her.
She's really been making use of the servants.
I have. It's not midnight yet. Did you need something, Tomo?
I was gonna ask if it can wait. You're very clearly busy. I never realized how long your toenails were.
I love that sometimes, Mare, your Daisy voice just turns into a crazy old lady. It is really funny.
Oh, come
Tomo,
in,
would you like to
sweetie.
help me? I do need more hands here. And Knowlton sucks.
No, I'm just a party pooper.
No, you just never had long hair.
All right, fair enough on that.
Sure. I will come in, I guess. It's like, awkwardly, like, just like the awkward, because I very clearly was just outside of the doorway, and there's just like a side step over. And y'all, now I'm in my hybrid form. I wasn't before, but I'm in my hybrid form now. I could really just go. I just needed to know if you had a sending left.
I have 3 left.
Are you able? Oh, I might have made a promise that not quite a promise, but can you just quickly go over how sending works again? If
I think I need to have met the person. Having little shavings of hair helps sometimes. And like doing a little shimmy also helps. It kind of gets the energy flowing in the room. Yeah, he's into it. He knows how to get things going. This is why we jive so well. This is why world-ending possibilities happen on Girls' Night. Dangerous combo.
I just understand, what's needed, I guess.
You do. It's very instinctual. I'm glad that wasn't lost.
No, it's actively always dangerous whenever you two are together at night.
Are
Let's
I
go
think it's
let's
just
go
dangerous
burn
for
a
the
city
party.
down. Let's go burn a city down.
In
No, for the
general.
world too, not just the party.
No. I mean, just in general, the party is constantly in danger. It doesn't matter who is with who.
No, okay, that is a good point, Cass. Yes.
Oh, I sort of forgot that you have to have met them first.
I mean, I can try. I don't know if it'll work, but crazy things happen.
It can wait, probably.
What did you need? What did you want? You want to whisper it at me?
I was going to send, or have you send for me, I guess you could call them the parents. Dactons and sort of mine.
Oh, meeting your parents?
More like a... Don't look at me like that.
Guys, the
It's very
world's
unnerving with
ending.
one cucumber on your face.
I feel so honored. I feel comfortable with us for me to try that.
I don't. And now that you say it out loud, I'm actually... You're right, this is never going to work.
I could try. Let's try.
No,
Come on,
it's
Okta,
fine.
give me a little shimmy. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait,
You
what do you
don't
want me to say first?
You don't
What?
even know their names?
The flow's going. Come on, give me a little description. Give me something to chew on.
You have a cucumber to chew on. You're actively...
You would feed it to me. I have room in these cheeks for more than one.
Daisy, you
I
have 3 in
actually
there
have
already.
For quite a lot.
You already have 3 in the
I just need
cheeks.
to know if they're alive. Daisy.
Okay. That sounds good. I can do that, I think. So, can you maybe describe something prominent? I'm really good with feelings. Description physical would help, but it's been a while since I've seen them, so I don't know if it's really accurate. Maybe a memory? Something good? Cass's food smell is
Quickly
what comes up when I ever...
scrolling through. I found them. Okay. I mean, I haven't seen them since before I became all of this. A lot has happened. But I guess smell of leather, books, old books. Spell scales, both obviously. Being that Dactin is I didn't write what they look like at all. They have names though.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. I don't know if it'd be easier for you to focus on one, probably on one. We'll say
Do you actually have to have met the person with sending?
You have to be familiar with the person.
I thought you... Yeah, right. And familiar is very loose in D&D, where it's like,
Yeah,
you could just be
familiar.
familiar with the name, have met them in passing, like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe Victon. That's Dad. He actually
What a concerning statistic.
0% juice.
0% juice. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I
Looks
read it.
actually a lot like
Yeah, a
Dacton.
little bit.
Older, rounder face,
Okay.
shorter. I don't know if it's a way to describe it, but he's a man who's worked with his hands his whole life.
Oh, that's good. That's detailed.
Bookmaker.
Be enough. Unless you have something that they made. I know the ship burned down, but do you have anything on you? Maybe something they touched or worked on?
Kyle. Now, we never talked about this, but could we say that Victon, Dacton's dad, made my scribe book for me before we left?
Sure.
Yeah, actually. He made this for me before me and Dacton's grand adventure. Someone's gonna pull out the book that Daisy, I don't know if you've ever actually seen open, or if anyone, with the exception of like maybe Octa and Cass, when Tomo's been writing in it. But like the book that's always on their hip, that's basically been to you a glorified accessory. Tomo will pull out his scribe book. Beautifully made, really like quality leatherworking in it. Probably like little extra metal pieces in the binding on the outside for stability. Metal corners. One of his finest works, at least in his opinion.
All right.
Please wipe the cucumber off your paws before.
Well,
No,
hold on. Who has like a sanitary wipe? Cass? You have a hot towel? Oh wait, we could ask the servants for some. That would be great.
No, you don't have to bring them back again.
Come here.
I'm gonna
Wait.
create water on her hands.
I'm gonna do the easiest, most simple thing, and I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation and just clean it off.
Yeah.
Her paws. Her hands.
No problem.
Well, I'm glad you can still do that.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna start to hand it over, and just before it goes into your grubby little paws, I'm gonna pull it back. Please know, Daisy, that if anything happens to this,
I become as useless as Octa.
Well, that's not true. Because
I think it's Kyle trying to do so hard.
Lex has half of the levels still of a different class.
That was... Oh my god. Anyway.
please know, Daisy, if anything happens to this, I can't help anyone.
Oh. What I was expecting you to say, but, okay. I will be so gentle.
I cast
over?
Fireball.
It's kind of a heavy book. Like, it's This 300 pages.
Kyle casts fireball on the book.
I'm gonna take the book. I'm going to
I don't have a
carefully
lighter
look
with me.
at the
I'll
cover.
put it
Sweet Daisy, being an artist herself, is going to trace over all of the engravings and pay attention to the strokes of the brush as they go along the pages, and is going to take special care to consider the binding. And then she's going to open the book. She's not going to look at anything inside.
I was gonna say.
She's going to take a deep smell. And she's
Um,
going to close her eyes and cast sending.
Can I have you make a spellcraft check for me, please?
Would everyone blow, please?
That's a very funny thing, Spencer.
Oh, that is
It
quite
gives me the
good.
chuckles.
We like quite
it's
good.
17 on the die, and then my... What did you say? Spellcraft?
Spellcraft.
Spellcraft, that's at the bottom. For spellcraft, I have a +6. So 17 plus 6.
23?
23.
Do my little shimmies give the help action to make that a 25?
Nope.
It helped me focus.
They mesmerize.
You get a pretty clear image in your mind of a person that could exist out in the world. A thing that they've made in your lap, and a description, a visual one, and confirmation from Tomo that they do exist. You cast your sending spell. And what would you like to say?
Oh, connects.
Hello? My name is Sweet Daisy. I'm Tomotaru and Dacton's friend. They say hi. Where are you? You okay?
Is there one more?
No, you have so many.
Okay.
I think you have 6 more words.
You have 25 words. Is 25 one word or 2 words?
It's one word.
Okay. So
You have 25 words
Lamau.
to respond.
Okay.
Dang.
yeah, you're getting really good at that.
After a brief moment, you get a response.
Who?
Dacton? Tomo? I have not heard from them in a long time. It gladdens me to know they're safe. Oh. Thank you, whoever you are. And that's it. He doesn't respond to your question. He doesn't remember it.
I'm very happy that the sending just worked. That's nice.
He's good. Glad to hear from you two. He sounded very grateful. I'm going to do it again, real quick.
Don't tell him about, vague gesture itself.
I won't bring it up. And I'm going to focus in on his voice and the smell of the pages, and I'm going to send another time. It's no trouble. They've been traveling for a while. And recently, I can send messages to you. Are you okay? They're glad to hear you're safe.
You get another response. Yes, we're okay. Is Declan with you? If he is, do not say, but he has a new little sister to meet when he comes home.
Frick, fuck a second, because we left. That's
was immediate.
That's a big age gap.
That was
Holy shit.
wow.
Did they take in another stray? That would be like them. It's me. Hi, I'm the stray.
Taking in another stray. What a way to put it.
I'm gonna use my last sending of the day.
Last message for today. He is. They're both safe. Good to know. Adopted? Where are you? Specifics, please.
Give me your address.
Give me your address.
Give me your
now.
social security
Dox
number.
yourself.
Is
Dox yourself to the voice you've never heard.
Mom? Fine? You said we. What?
What?
You get another response, and he says, "What if you're with Tom and Declan? We're home." Yes, their mom is okay. And yes, adopted.
That makes sense.
The house felt too empty once they left.
have some information. Good news, they're both safe. They're totally fine, living their best domestic lives. And they actually have a pretty good surprise for the both of you when you decide to go home.
Did they
He
get
asked
an expansion on the business?
Who knows? Don't ask me too many questions because I think my face will give it away if you get it right. He asked me not to tell you both, or well, he asked me not to tell Dacton.
No, he said don't tell him if Dacton's in the room. He never said don't tell them.
That's true. And also, canonically, doesn't Daisy just speak out loud the sending?
She speaks out loud her sending. She doesn't speak
Yes.
the
You did say adopted? Like a question? Which is like quite a big hit.
I did say that out loud.
I think Sweet Daisy would forget though.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
It's just so routine. She
Right.
just forgets that she does
Sweet
it.
Daisy will have forgotten. So the adopt, everything was out loud.
Did
So-
they?
Don't
Adopt a dog?
Don't guess.
Don't guess. Don't look at my face. I'm just gonna put the cucumbers back on.
I'm taking away book Daisy.
I'm gonna turn away. Okay, you do that.
That's right, Nolson.
Yeah.
Yes, I too understand what is happening.
Yeah, no, I think you know about as much as we do. So we're all in this together with a good old
I
Her.
Are those cucumbers
See,
poison? Should I detect poison?
You were so quick to believe me, Cass. I don't have a clue what's happening right now.
I
That's
know.
for me. That's for me.
Daisy.
I know.
Have we been replaced?
That's a way of wording it.
That's
Replaced? What do you mean replaced? Tomo, what do you mean replaced?
People handle grief in different ways. And for all they know, me and Declan have been dead for a while now.
Don't call it replacing.
It's
I
not.
don't think they could ever replace you.
Maybe not intentionally, but like I said, grief makes you do things. And seeking comfort.
He did say that the house felt too empty for you two left. So they may have picked up a stray.
That's like him.
They're excited though. He sounded so happy.
Tomo's gonna lean in very close, Daisy, and to whisper in your ear. Good to know I know how to get the truth out of you one way or another. He's gonna stand straight back up.
Tomo guilt tripped Daisy on purpose.
All of the hair stands up on Sweet Daisy's body.
Well,
Sounds like someone needs a cure wounds for that burn.
well, I've come for what I needed. Thank you, Daisy.
You're not gonna help me with the hair then?
Actually, Tomo, could you... I know you said you'd be in your own room tonight. Utgard's currently in his, but I was going to go claw under the door.
They just opened the door.
Well, Nolson, I'm sorry for yelling at you earlier. It wasn't out of maliciousness. It was more of like a joking yell, you know, like we're having fun and you made me a promise, don't betray me, that kind of like friendship fun kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
You know, you go watch a shake Spinel.
Are you gonna say Shakespeare?
Spinel play.
We're gonna say Shakespeare.
Oh yeah, Shakespeare.
Oh,
I know
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare from Milkshake,
I mean, I
right?
want to mention the man's
Yeah.
in the public domain.
Oh my
We can
god,
say
yeah!
Shakespeare.
I've seen Shakespeare a few times. I love his I love his Rio and Juliet. That was a good one.
Romeo and Juliet.
Wait, hold on, have you seen him in
Romeo and
person? He is
Juliet.
from Milkshake, so he does a lot of shows there.
Right, yeah.
There's like community theater there that always does this play.
I love Hamlin.
Hamlin was a good one.
Oh
Hamlin
my
was
God.
So was McBride.
I'm a fan of Jalius Caesar.
That was a good one. It was weird though how the peanut butter stabbed the jelly like 32 times.
Midwinter Night Gin. Midwinter Night Dreams.
I was actually in the splash zone for that. I
Oh.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Anyway, continuing.
I like the
Oh.
Tempest.
So, it was just happy joking yelling, you know, how you do with your friends. But in the plan that has been established between all of us, I would feel more comfortable if we all stayed in the same room.
Oh. I see.
Talking about it was one thing, but now that we're here, I'm scared.
Ah,
I mean, I can do what I can to protect you.
that's
I
a
know-
very
I know
nice
it's-
thought, Octa.
I know it's not a lot, but
I
I appreciate it, Octa. Thank you. If anyone could, it would be you.
you have so
Hmm.
little faith in the rest of our friends.
It's not that I have so little faith. It's just that I know what we can do when we're together. So even if a piece of that is missing,
I mean, this is gonna sound a little mean. You guys like almost ended the world repeatedly together.
it
I mean, you don't remember this, Octa, but like, it's a thing.
doesn't make it any less fun though.
I don't.
And it's
Knowing myself, I don't think it would ever be that bad.
It was bad. Like, I wasn't there for all of them, but the ones I was there for were bad.
Tomo, do you still have the stab wound from one of those nights? Or did that heal?
That probably.
Lex
Oh wait, I
does
wasn't
not
there for that.
remember
I
a
don't
stab
know.
When we
room.
when we
No, you
summoned
stabbed yourself when you
Tarathiel.
went to hell.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
Does it
technically was
scar?
the girls' night that then became a big mash. Of all of us.
A monster
Uh,
mash.
But is
if
it-
you will.
If it helps,
Yeah.
I want to dream of leaving you alone while we're over on this continent. And also, we're fairly far north. And north enough that it would take a while. And considering this is a hidden country, I doubt they have a direct teleportation here.
It's comforting to think. I don't want to take any chances.
I'll keep you
the
under my
second
wing
I'm-
tonight. How about that?
Huh?
I'll keep you under my wing tonight.
Okay, that sounds good.
I'll sleep in the corner.
Okay.
Oh, you're actually gonna stay? Alright.
It's very nice. Okay. Before I make the offer, what I was going to offer, I need to check how long the spell lasts. There it is. How long does this last? Not long enough, but
Wait, do you know what would be pretty funny? If you would all be up for it?
If we all snuck into Uncle's room and slept in there.
Yeah.
Consider the door unlocked.
Wait, Daisy, we
Your
can't
mic is
hear
not
you.
picking
Yeah,
you
we
up.
can't hear you.
What I'm thinking.
We could not hear any of that except for exactly what I was thinking.
The important part.
Okay.
We're on the same wavelength, you and I.
I mean,
It's so shocking sometimes.
He can sleep through anything. That is something we learned.
Oh
while-
yeah,
while at
yeah.
the
No,
island.
there's been a few times on the sanctuary where I was told to wake him up, and I just kind of slapped him around a bunch, and it took a while, but eventually he woke up.
All right.
Do we-
We're gonna grab the charcuterie board, and Sweet Daisy's gonna pick up a couple pillows.
Wait, are your nails done? Are they dry?
I mean, they're dry enough.
Okay.
No, but let's wait until they're dry.
do you want me to look scary?
No.
Scary. No, I mean, I didn't want to wake him up. Hopefully, the intention is we all sneak in there. He stays asleep. He wakes up.
The whole party's in his room. Ha You know?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck happened last night?
Do we write on his forehead with like Sharpie or something?
What's a Sharpie?
Well, I've never
you
heard
ever
of
hear
that.
that?
But I might have something that could be erasable at least in the morning.
Okay.
I have to keep it around so that Sweet Daisy uses those instead of actual Sharpies because that has been a problem in the past.
This is so pale. I didn't know it would take a couple months.
It really bled through.
Like, there was just a really intricate dick on his forehead.
I did have to wear powdered makeup for for a month because that was a really detailed image you drew on my face.
It was my lesson learned.
Are you all pulling up stakes and moving into Utgard's room?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for posterity, Utgard, would you like to roll me like a fortitude saving throw to see if all odds beyond odds you wake up to all of this commotion?
Sure.
It's a nat 20.
Are we
and
allowed to
bust.
make like a
stealth
move
check,
silently check
yeah.
with all of us?
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
No. You sleep like a lump on a log.
So when you open the door to Utgard's room, he is passed the fuck out, snoring like a chainsaw. And
Just in case if he would have woken up, though, I'm gonna transform into an angel.
Why?
he does. One thing that you do notice is that he does still have his armor on, which you might clock as weird. And then on his chest is his diary that he has, and it's like open, like he fell asleep reading it like an old man.
I'm gonna look at Sweet Daisy, and I'm gonna give her a pointed look. And she knows it as a don't poke into business that's not yours.
I was actually gonna gingerly pick it up off your chest, close it, and put it into your pack.
Easy enough to do. But
So
I'm going to write on his forehead.
What? You're speaking too quietly, Mare.
I'm going to write on his forehead. Best dude.
okay.
Best dude.
Best dude.
Best dude.
best dude.
And I
Do
got
it
so
into
owned.
Zumi though.
Is there
Lamau.
Write it into Zumi.
is there anything else you would all like to do before
Uh,
going to bed for the night?
I'd like to pass out.
Apparently, when I turn into an
I'd
angel,
like
I
to
look
sleep.
like this. I canonically look like this, apparently. Quoting the spell.
That's hilarious.
Wild.
It is wild.
Man.
For 12
Yes.
for
Sweet
1
Daisy.
minute.
So
We're going to have to go quickly.
yes, I don't want to take too much time, but I am going to dream hop into Leon's dream, or at least attempt to.
Since you know that he is on another plane of existence, we are going to have to roll for this.
Okay.
Since he is not on the same plane of existence.
Wait, what is?
So go ahead and roll
Dream hopping
Leon's.
into Leon's.
So go ahead and roll me a D100 for me, please.
I thought that you're gonna. I thought you said Utgard, and I was like, wait, what?
Wait, me?
What are you thinking
Yes.
about, old man?
Utgard is in a different
Tell
plane of
us your
existence.
dream.
This is going to be a matching.
It's
So what do you roll?
it's a 0 and a 7-0.
Of
So
70.
70.
70, yeah.
Nope.
Damn.
No.
It's
What'd you
that,
roll out of
it's that low
curiosity?
chances?
Between planes, yes. It is very, very low.
Point zero zero. 0.001?
I rolled a 4.
Oh.
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 I mean, it makes sense though, because like extraplanar, like even just travel, is like higher level stuff. Let alone
It's very difficult. Bridging connections between the material plane and the outer planes is hard enough to do, to traverse, and doing something so,
Niche.
not so niche but so delicate as dream hopping, it's near impossible. So you attempt, but unfortunately this is beyond your capabilities as the Oracle. Do you fall asleep? As you all find your own corners in Utgard's room to sleep in, midnight
So
passes. Aktha, you
Yes.
once again dream of the endless sky above, reflected the endless flat ground beneath your feet. And once again, more memories return to you. Tomo, the party. You look and you can see just the barest hint of a person standing far, far away from you are. You instinctively take a step to walk towards them, but the moment you do, it's morning. And the memories that return to you are once again fleeting, like a forgotten dream.
Am I able to try and, like, grasp onto them? Like, is there any roll that I can try and make?
Do you want to try and roll a D100?
Yeah, I'll do the 1 in 1,000. Let's do it.
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
It's better than finding the
It
shiny.
happened twice.
It
It's
did.
better than finding a shiny, so you got this.
That's true.
Would you also like
What'd
to
you
roll
roll?
at the same time? And
What did you roll?
49.
49? No.
No.
Damn.
No.
So you rolled 49. I
Oh.
rolled 50.
Can I just have like a little nibble of my memory?
No.
It's so close.
You
No.
awake in the morning, and once
Did
again,
they not
those
even
memories.
remember? Could they just remember the Bridget special, the flavor of the Bridget special, and
No.
Wake up
As-
throwing up.
As you
Gagging violently.
wake up from that dream, the memories leave you like a fleeting dream. Memories locked away from you once again. And that's where I'm going to end today's session.
Yeah, I know that voice.
Yeah.